Hello everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. Today, I'm so excited to share one of my absolute favorite recipes with you. We're going to make a dessert that is just pure elegance in a bowl. But, and this is the best part, its secret is how unbelievably simple it is. Seriously, you probably have everything you need for it right now. So, let's get started.
I want you to just imagine this for a second. Your spoon sinks into this perfectly smooth, creamy custard, and then you hit that delicate little crackle of a caramelized sugar top. It's the kind of dessert you'd expect at a fancy restaurant, right? Well, the beauty of this recipe is that we can get that exact same perfection right in our own homes. It's going to totally change what you think is possible with just a handful of simple ingredients.
So, what is this magical dessert? I call it the Bursa dessert. And let me tell you, this is my go-to recipe for pretty much any occasion. Whether it's a big family dinner or you just want something special to cap off an evening with friends, this dessert always delivers. It has never once let me down.
Now, let's talk about how this thing actually tastes, because wow, it really hits all the right notes. You get that comforting, creamy vibe of a classic milk pudding, but then you've got this sophisticated, almost burnt sugar layer on top that adds a depth and richness that's so much like a perfect creme brulee. It honestly just melts in your mouth.
Okay, and here's the part that still blows my mind every time I make it. The ingredients. You don't need anything fancy, no specialty items you have to hunt for. This dessert is proof of something I always say in the kitchen. The most amazing results often come from using simple, everyday staples in a really thoughtful way. And here they are. That's the whole list. We've got whole milk for that rich, creamy base, some sugar for sweetness, a little bit of vanilla for that beautiful aroma, butter for flavor and texture, and just regular all-purpose flour. See? This is all about the technique, not about a complicated shopping list. All right, let's get into that technique because there is one single step that you absolutely cannot skip. This is the secret. This is the key that unlocks that perfectly silky, smooth texture we're aiming for. This is where we build the entire foundation of the dessert.
18, okay? Remember that number. It might sound really specific, and well, it is. But trust me on this. These 18 minutes are going to be the most important part of this whole recipe. This is where a little bit of patience pays off big time.
So, what is the secret to getting that perfect, silky texture with absolutely no lumps? It's all about how we treat the flour. We are going to gently, patiently toast it in butter. This does two really important things. First, it gets rid of that raw flour taste, and second, and this is the crucial part, it coats all those little starch particles in fat. That's what stops them from clumping up later and guarantees a silky, smooth finish. So here's how it goes down. Melt your butter in a pot over very low heat. Add the flour and give it a good stir until it forms a paste. Now for the next 18 minutes, your job is to stir continuously. Don't walk away. Around the 10-minute mark, you'll notice the paste starts to loosen up and get more liquidy. By the time you hit 18 minutes, it'll be perfectly smooth, silky, and have this amazing, warm, nutty smell. The number one rule here, control your heat. We are not browning the flour. It has to stay pale.
Okay, so once our flour base is perfectly smooth and smelling incredible, it is time for the magic moment. This is when we're going to bring our two separate parts together to create that final, luscious pudding. While your flour is doing its thing for those 18 minutes, you can get the milk mixture ready in another pot. It's super simple. Just combine the milk, sugar, and vanilla and heat it gently on low until it's just warm. We're not boiling it, okay? We just want it warm enough for the sugar to dissolve. Then you can just turn off the heat.
Now for a huge pro tip, this is how you guarantee no lumps. Pour about half of your warm milk mixture into the flour and butter. Now stir it like you mean it. You can even grab a whisk for this part until it's totally smooth. Once that's all combined, go ahead and pour in the rest of the milk and just keep stirring. You'll see it thicken up beautifully right before your eyes.
We're almost there. Just cook it for one final minute, keeping that heat low and stirring constantly. You're looking for that perfect creamy consistency, so thick that it coats the back of a spoon. As soon as you hit that point, turn off the heat. You're done. So, the pudding base is done and it's delicious as is, but we're not finished yet. The final step is what takes this dessert from really, really good to an absolute showstopper. We're going to create that beautiful golden caramelized top.
You've got a couple of great options for how to serve this. You can pour the warm pudding into a big baking dish, which is perfect for a family-style dessert where everyone just digs in. Or, if you want to get a little fancier, you can divide it up into individual ramekins or small bowls. Okay, so once you've poured the pudding, just let it sit for about 10 minutes. This is important. It lets a little skin form on top, which is what we need to get that perfect caramelization. Then, pop it in the oven under the broiler, and here's another tip. Use the middle rack, not the top one.
This helps the heat spread out and gives you a gorgeous golden brown top instead of a burnt one. Keep a close eye on it, and as soon as it's that deep golden color, pull it out. You can serve this warm or at room temperature. Honestly, it's amazing either way.
And there you have it, a perfect example of how the simplest ingredients can turn into something truly special when you use the right technique. It's creamy, it's comforting, and it's so sophisticated all at the same time. Really, the only question left is who you're going to share it with. I really hope you try this one. Enjoy!